We're live. Welcome to today's live Q&A session where we're going to be answering any of your digital marketing related questions. So please put them in the chat. We are sponsored by the news guy. The logo is above.
He's here.
And the link is below. That is Randy's service. Comes highly recommended. And yeah, great guy. But more so than anything, we're here to answer your questions. So we're not going to start off with a topic this week. We're going to let you pick the questions. So if you're listening, please ask anything you like about digital marketing, SEO, or whatever, and we will do our very best to answer as many questions as we can. And also just let us know if you're listening in, where you're from. We have Supreme SEO, who is there, who is a regular. So good to see you. But yeah, I was moaning there, Chris. I obviously get put to sleep the other day for my surgery,
right?
And obviously they put the thing in you, like they inject you with the what's the fucking anesthesia,
right?
And then when you're leaving the hospital, so they have the cannula thing in you so that they can pump whatever they need to into you. And when you're leaving the hospital, the sorest part of it all is the big bit of fucking sellotape that they put around your arm to hold the little cotton part down to stop the blood from pissing out. So, dude, the injection, the anesthesia, none of that sore, but see trying to get the sellotape off my arm. Dude, it is ripping every fucking last bit of hair from my arm.
You would think they would have shaved around there.
Yeah, but I got half of it off, and then prior to us going live, the half that I got off folded back over and stuck back on. I'm like,
sounds like my luck.
Dude, I've sat here all afternoon, and I've only got half of it off.
Beautiful thing.
Which is not fun.
So they didn't shave it off. They put a big old piece of tape on and then shoved a catheter.
It's no, not the catheter.
No, I know.
And the catheter's gone, guys. The catheter is gone. That was
what
3
the
weeks
heck?
of hell.
Where are the questions? Nobody. They're building AI links or what?
Yeah, but nah, guys. Questions, put them in the chat. I'm just gonna make sure that everything
go over here. Oh, you even have a cool picture.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm taking that.
It's never a cool picture of you.
I know. I mean, I'll take it.
That I've asked Chris for a new picture a number of times.
I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, but dude, you need to fucking vary your pictures up, man. I get pictures taken on a regular basis to freshen things up.
Fair enough.
Different poses and all that stuff. So yeah.
I can't argue with that.
But yeah, no, I like that picture of me. I do that. Get all the YouTube thumbnails, mate. I go in there and I just say to my guy, like, get Pinterest up and just get all the mad poses, and we'll just go for it like this, like fucking, screaming, all the different stuff. So he just goes and takes like 500 pictures that will do me for a few months. So it's a lot of fun.
I just go outside with the camera, make as many cool faces as possible, and poof, I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought those pictures were nice.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Nah, you've got to. Well, there's nothing wrong. If they work, they work.
I need to go for the opposite. So if I'm like, man, you know what? That looks really slick. Nope, scratch that. Go and get the ones that are like, they're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mix it up. But Melody Sajid is saying, is SEO really dead? Do you see with AI and everything else, Chris? Because a lot of people are half joking when they say this now. Is SEO dying? Do you see organic traffic dying off, or is everything that's happening making it even more important?
Well, we're still optimizing for search. So there's different types of search, and search is changing, but we're still optimizing in order to get clicks and traffic from search, regardless of where it comes from. So what was it, a year ago? Everybody wanted to get into the people also ask, or it varies every single year. So
Yeah.
now Google's taking more traffic from us, but there is ways to manipulate it or optimize for it, however you want to look at it. Are they taking traffic away? Definitely. But what you'll notice is your conversions aren't decreasing, but your traffic is. And then the second part of it is if you're targeting or optimizing your pages, I'm in the local SERPs, so I target local. If I'm optimizing a page for a high commercial, let's say car accident lawyer, right? What I've noticed is you're optimized for a keyword set, so a grouping of key terms. Now, I might be losing this particular key term or key term variation, but I can retune the pages and optimize for these other variants. So, yeah, they're taking some away, but I can tune for others. And on top of that, they're giving us more opportunity. I think it's perspective.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I
that's
think
my.
the old what I see a lot of just now is I see a lot of affiliates websites dying.
Hmm.
Um, and I think a lot of people think that the old way of doing SEO, just content heavy websites and everything else, is still the way forward. And I think a lot of those websites are obviously struggling now to rank because Google are looking at EAT and trust signals and brand search and traffic going to a website and all of these things. So I think a lot of people panic because they in their niche, like you say, um, you're still optimizing for search, but a lot of people optimize in that old fashioned affiliate way and they can't really think outside of the box. And for me, that's where a lot of things a lot of people are saying, oh, SEO's dead, SEO's fucked, blah, 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 blah. But even more so, Chris, I see a lot of big companies. I work a lot in the casino space. And even more so, when they're seeing affiliates dying and affiliate traffic's going backwards, they're even more reliant on organic, search. And I think, you've got to optimize for that in general, and even feeding the LLMs and everything else, I think is all part of that. So I think it's exciting times. So not dead, but um, there we have it. But Ryan Sheehan, do you see the 10 blue links ending in favour of chatbots, i.e., AI mode, or will they be a merger of the two? 10 blue links for commercial queries and AI mode for informational queries. How do you see it going in the future?
I mean, I like how he described that. How do I see it going in the future? I think more pay to play. Um, that's hard to say because it's changed. Just 3 months ago, it was different. So I don't want to say and be historically wrong. What do you think, Craig, on that?
I I think something along the lines of what Ryan has said there. I think for commercial queries, I think we will have what similar to what we see now, and I think a lot of the informational search will be AI mode. I think Google will become a transactional engine, and AI and everything will be incorporated in a lot of informational searches. So, um, yeah, that's how I would kind of see it going. But I'm open to being wrong. It just depends. It really just depends on what Google think is the best option. That's the it's down to them. But I think that would be the fairest way to do things. I mean, fairest. Obviously, using all of our information, all of our websites in the past for their own gain, and using that information and not giving us traffic or whatever for it's a bit shitty. But again, I don't know if there'll be legal battles over that or something will have to change. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a hard one.
Well, and then why is there such a large shift? There's the other AI searches which still give clickable links. Like, why do most people go to OpenAI or to any of the other AIs in order to perform searches to get answers? Because they get a more information, right? More in-depth information, but you still get the link. So wouldn't Google just take all of the best elements of all the other AIs and just incorporate it into theirs? That's what I think,
Yeah.
right? I would venture to guess.
But we'll see. We shall see. Pure guesswork, of course. Andreas, good to see you, as is Stephen Canna. I am back,
Steven?
hanging on for dear life. But
Yes,
if you've
he
got
is.
questions, we're here to answer. Melody says, is it worth doing affiliate marketing in 2025?
For
Oh,
some,
for some. I
yeah, of
think
course.
obviously earlier I said the old style Amazon affiliate stuff, content heavy websites is harder to rank. A lot of those were hit, but that doesn't mean you can't do affiliate marketing. Where there's traffic, where there's an email list, where there's a big social media following, you can do affiliate marketing. Absolutely. So, affiliate marketing is not just the old Amazon style type of marketing.
500-word pages
Yeah, nah, fuck
with a
that.
bunch of links. I remember
Uh,
making coupon sites like, oh, 10%, reveal now, like with G sites. Dude, those days are, I miss those days.
yeah,
Hey, maybe it'll all repeat itself. You never know.
dude, you've seen it often, like just with certain strategies and stuff. You're like, fuck, that actually works again. So you never know. It may very well come back.
And
Never
then
say.
remember those little banners that websites used to have? They'd be like tickers.
Yeah,
Yep, and the GIFs. Maybe those will come back too.
dude, it swings and roundabouts on the online space.
Hey,
So yeah.
yes, doubtful. We'll
Um,
see.
so
Andreas.
Andreas, or Driver, as I call him, how do you see local SEO changing? Will that also be impacted by AI in the same way we're talking about the commercial stuff and everything else?
Well, it already is. Like I mentioned before, like I'm just noticing Google is stripping away some of the terms. But when you're optimized for a keyword set, like car accident lawyer, car accident attorney, car accident lawyer companies, car accident lawyer service companies, like you're optimized for the set. I'm trying to win them all. Now, I might lose the broad, but I have the longer tail or a different variation. So that's already starting to change. Google's also rewarding in the broader match searches. I'm already seeing the more authoritative resources showing up first, like the Reddits, those types of sites, the directories. That's even what the AI overviews are showing. So I think being more authoritative, which is consistency over time, will be in our best favor. Like if you have an old site or a client that's old, you will be favored. If you're not listed on those authoritative assets, I think you'll fall behind. Um, yeah, that's how it's changing already. That's what I see. Unfortunately, unfortunate. You
I
know, my dog's losing his mind.
was going to say that. Does he
Can
need
you hear him?
fucking let out the door or some fucking thing, man?
He's
Um,
just he's just being a little brother. You know, he's kind of like a dog that just wants attention. You know,
it's
we just came in. It's really hot out though, so I was in and right back in. I went
yeah,
out and right back in.
that time of year. Um,
Brutal.
but Timonacci, hopefully I've said that right. My client has a fake 1-star Google business profile review. How do I get it removed? Is that possible, Chris?
Well, the account that left it, I would be targeting the account. So take a look at that contribution or that contributor. How old is the profile? How many reviews have they left? Does that actual account, is it associated to a business? Do they only have one review and it's a negative? Are they showing a profile? I would go after those accounts that if you're the only review, if it looks like it was just created, there's no picture, it's not filled out, they're hiding other reviews. Go after the account. Flag it numerous times with trusted accounts. I think you'll do very well. Just like taking down spam businesses. If they have less than 5 reviews, they're a business that was just created. It's keyword dense. They're not listed on any other platform. These are all the ducks that you get in a row. Hey, they're not listed on any of the directories. Hey, they're not listed on the Chamber of Commerce. Hey, their business isn't listed as a business with the state. Their phone number doesn't exist. It was just created. Usually, you can get those taken down. So,
Yeah.
I would target the account.
Target the account. Those motherfuckers deserve it.
Tell us how you really feel, Craig.
Yeah, that is exactly how I really feel.
I know.
um, but guys, keep your questions coming. We're happy to answer them. Uh, no such thing as a stupid question. Just ask whatever you want, and we'll do our best to answer them. How is the health, Andreas? I could show you. Do you want to see? Nah, I won't show you. But nah, I'm good, mate. I had my operation on Sunday, and slowly recovering just now. So I'm a bit sore and stuff like that. But operation went well, and everything is all good. I just need to. I need the thing to heal, and from there I will be as right as rain. But yeah, it's just a bit raw, shall we say, without being too crude on here. But
Being nice.
yeah, it's raw. Um, but yeah, it went with no problems. I'm just sitting here feeling sorry for myself. I'm not back in the office or anything yet. But hopefully by next week, I will be on my feet. I'm actually going down to Manchester for Kazra's event tomorrow, driving down, but I think I'll need to sit down when I'm doing my presentation. I was speaking to him about it just before I came on, and he's like, "Dude, do you really need to like? Do you really need a chair? I don't know if you're winding me up." I'm like, "Dude, I need a fucking chair,
You have
man.
to have it.
I can't walk around. I'm fucked." I probably shouldn't be going to the event. I'm probably a few days away from should being able to go out and about, but fuck it, man. I don't want to have FOMO. If I can drive down, not walk around too much, I'll be fine. So yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow. So
Sweet.
that should be fun. They've all been down there all week, so I'm looking at the pictures and I'm like, you bastards, all having fun and out doing shit. And I'm like, you motherfuckers. So yeah, I get a bit of jealous. I get a bit jealous when it comes to that. But
You
there
look
we
pretty
go.
comfy though.
Dude, I'm on a recliner and
Yeah.
shit here, so yeah, got the blanket wrapped around me. I've got my water and tablets and all my shit.
Everything.
So yeah, I've even got a pen here, mate. Like the my wife and Charlie are away out to the pictures, but they've left all my shit. My charger's
Just
even
around
plugged
you.
into the laptop. I'm sitting here just fucking chilling. I need to. I'm trying to milk it for a few more days, but yeah, I think the wife's getting fed up now as well. She's like, "You're fucking at it. Come on." So there we go. But um, Professor E Singles. I thought that said Professor Shingles for a second. Thoughts on Google VO3 making it harder for viewers to know if a video is AI generated makes me think that spam videos could flood YouTube, like how AI did the same with the SERPs. Do you think um, that do you think YouTube and stuff like that in particular are going to be flooded and people are not going to be able to tell?
People
Do
may not be able to.
you think the quality's that good?
I think people might not be able to tell, and yes, I think it'll be flooded. But if you go read the YouTube cloud documentation, like there's multiple checks, and so if you're producing it with Google and then putting it up on YouTube, I think with their classification, with the checks, I think they're going to know. I think there'll be a flood and it will be valued at first, just like everything new, but it's only a matter of time. I forget what it's called.
Do you,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, do you reckon like people like us who are happy to go on video and just make our own content are going to win long term though, because it's unique. Like, people are surely going to get fed up of watching a video going, I don't even know if that's fucking true or not. Because I seen one
I
the other day, and it was Donald Trump saying something
yeah.
crazy, and it was something that, I know he says crazy things, but this was something that he didn't say, but it looked real. It looked like he done it at a press conference, and you're like, man, did he fucking say that? Like, you did. I did ask myself the question. I'm like, whoa, did did he say that?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
dodgy,
think
man.
speaking on us, I think not because of the uniqueness, but because of the consistency over time. Right. So until
Mhm.
there's more advancements, I think we could win in the short term, depending on how things go. Just because we've been consistent in the same niche, same industry, saying the same things, very consistent. We're almost part of the training data, you know? I think that, those new, we'll just say it, we'll just talk,
We are the
we
training
are the
data.
training data. We're
Yeah,
some of it.
fucking
We're
hell.
some of it. Well, those new channels that come out and really it's just regurgitated. I think those might
Yeah,
struggle, or the AIs that are just regurgitated, those could struggle. Maybe in the short term win, but
yeah,
I don't think in the long term. No. Who
yeah.
knows?
Who knows? And just a little chafing, no big deal. That's uh, just say you have a modelling gig, Craig. But um, Timonacci says, is anyone else's Claude cussing back at you when you give it good ideas, saying holy shit and no fucking way? Does Claude cuss back at you,
I
Chris? I need to
I
check this
don't
actually.
utilize Claude, so I really wouldn't know. I would assume it would
Um,
talk to you how you talk to it, right?
I'm just going to ask it if it cusses. I can use mild profanity. Wait a minute. Uh, so yeah, apparently it does. Apparently it does, but I'm not a big user of Claude either. I'm more of a Chat GPT guy. Um, but
Yeah.
um,
Chat
yeah,
GPT.
I,
Video intelligence, that's what it's called. I,
but yeah, holy shit, and no fucking way. Yeah, I think that makes it seem a bit more natural. If you give it a good idea, like, what do you think of this fucking niche, Mr. Claude? That's a fucking brilliant. Yeah, that's what you'd expect Chris Palmer or something to say. So yeah,
no
maybe
way.
throwing a few cuss words in
Not me.
uh, makes it appear a bit more natural. Um, but yeah, um, I can see why they would try that, but
Not me.
not for me. Not for me. Um, but AI language and profanity. But yeah, it is what it is. I think it will start talking to you how you treat it in the future going forward if it doesn't already. So
Sense.
yeah, treat it how you want to be treated.
That's a good rule of thumb. What are
Yeah, but it's the same in real life, Chris. I am relatively pleasant to people unless you start rubbing me up the wrong way. If you want to act like a douchebag, then I can be a douchebag as well. So I try and treat people how they treat me as well. Like, I don't normally start off in the wrong foot, but if someone started, then I would react
you were looking for content?
in that way. Yeah.
No.
Claude for coding is bonkers. I make calculators, and it launches to use
Sure.
demo in 1 to 3 prompts. It's amazing. Um, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I've heard a lot of good things, but not being a coding guy, Um, I just don't use it a
Yeah,
lot.
not Claude at all. Are you still in the affiliate niches?
Yeah, I've still got some affiliate stuff. Yeah,
Is that your primary focus? Are you still well? How many different assets do you have in different niches? More than three?
yeah.
Are you seeing a change? You think it's worth it to do affiliate without social though? Like
Um,
just starting. If you didn't have a social presence or weren't an authority on a specific subject, do you think it's worth it?
I, I think so. Especially when SaaS and stuff like that's concerned, the commissions and stuff are healthy. I think ongoing monthly recurring revenue can be had when you do it with a lot of SaaS products and stuff. And I think absolutely, in that respect, I just think, doing it for hotels using booking.com who only pay you 5% and you don't get paid until the person stays in the hotel, because you might book a hotel that you're staying in 6 months' time. You don't necessarily, you're not getting paid for that at the end of the month. You're getting paid for it when the person pays for their stay.
Mm.
So I think things like that are a little bit more difficult, because the fact when you get paid, and obviously the commissions are 5%. So I think, affiliate can work, but it all depends on what's in it for you. And and
It's
that's where I always say SaaS, getting your 30 or 40% just makes it a sweeter deal.
especially if it's recurring.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But what I have seen is, for a lot of SaaSes, they used to give you it monthly recurring for the lifetime value of the
Yep.
customer. They are trying to change that now to like a 6 month period or whatever. Or they're trying not to give you the monthly
A one
recurring,
time.
they're trying to give you a one-time fee. So I think I would say that affiliate is probably not as financially generous as it once was,
That's fair.
with most things, but I still think there's money to be made, mate.
There's
Absolutely.
money to be made. Yeah. Yeah, slow grind though.
Uh,
For me. I mean,
yeah. Nah, dude, for you to get into affiliate, you're going to have to spend some money to rank the website, get some content and everything else. I think it's a slow burner, man. Like, if you're starting from scratch and you don't have any socials or you don't have any kind of other stuff going on, I think it could be quite a while before you get your money back.
100%.
So
Have you seen
yeah,
anybody? You know how
but
everybody was really hot on these directories? Have you seen anybody launch a forum to success recently, running with
no,
that Reddit idea?
no, not that I've personally seen.
Mm.
But I am not actively going out there looking at forums either. It's not something I
Not seeking.
look at. Yeah, if that makes sense. There's one forum I read, which is a soccer, as you call it, a soccer forum, and it's just for like the news updates, the transfer updates, and there's general trolling and stuff in there. It's quite funny, but that's the only forum I
Venture.
really look at, to be honest. Dude, it's dude. This one is fucking really good, really active. It must make a fortune. So um, it
They
works,
get picked
but
up a lot. I've noticed.
yeah,
Man, slow. I wonder what the heck.
nah, this is going relatively quick, man. It was a lot better than
Well,
last
no
week.
question. Absolutely. And
Yeah,
there's not even any primaries
but
in the name.
no,
I
that
love
might
it.
be the thing. But guys,
Terry.
keep the questions coming. Terry Power, I expect a hybrid depending on the query.
That's a much better way of saying it.
Yeah,
Hybrid.
yeah, that's one to store down. That's a more eloquent way of saying what we said.
Terry's came up with
Um,
some real hot stuff
hy-
over the year. Great guy.
yeah, good to see you, Terry. Um, Tim and Archie, I never cussed at it. Uh, I think it picked up in my slang. as it might have come out my mouth. Oh God.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And are you using ChatGPT for content? It can be helpful for content. I wouldn't like people to think that I'm just shelling out ChatGPT content. Absolutely not. But I think the basis of an article and then it getting reworked, absolutely.
Give me 1 second.
Um,
He sounds like a porn this.
no worries.
Give me 1 minute. Oh, that's so funny. These guys have got jokes. Excuse me. Sorry, Craig. You a big
No
mean one.
worries.
What's up, man? Oh, you want to be here with me?
One of those old-fashioned bike horns. Yeah, I can see what you mean. But yeah, I think it's warm over there. The old dog needs some water, and Chris is not producing. So, Chris, give it some water. But guys, no, keep your questions coming. We've still got half an hour left, and we'll go through as many of your questions as we possibly can. And also just let us know where you're from, where you're listening in from. It's always good to know who's there, and all that stuff as well. But we'll give it a second while Chris comes back. Du-du-du. God, I am in a group chat for the masterminders in Manchester, and I've obviously just been offline for half an hour, and there's a whole bunch of messages going off on there. It's all happening in Manchester, um, which is on starting tomorrow,
Oh, sorry.
Friday. But yeah, I was just telling the guys, Casra's event's on in Manchester tomorrow and Friday. In Manchester, the weather's not so good, but it should be fun. There's a guy from India actually. A guy who's in the chat there, and he's just like, "Yeah, see you all in 14 hours." I'm like, "Where are you coming from, mate?" He's like, "Delhi." I'm like,
Oh,
"Oh,
wow.
that is commitment." But yeah, it's funny how far people travel for these things. I mean, I don't know why I say that because we travel far for them as well.
I
But
have.
yeah, fucking Delhi to Manchester, man's a fair old trek for some guy. But nah, I'm looking forward to it. All of those guys are all fucking crazy. We're going on a boat trip tomorrow, actually, um, on the Manchester River.
Manchester River. What's that look like? Never been. Manchester River.
I think or the canal, the river or the canal. I don't know what they call it down there, but
Looks cool.
I've never done it, so it'll be a new one on me. But yeah, I'm not sure.
I like how you
Um,
left that up on the screen too.
yeah,
It's great.
yeah.
Oh, you're funny.
One of those old-fashioned bike horns. But yes, guys, questions. Keep them coming. You started well, and it's slowed down. We need more questions to keep going. So pump us with more questions. We've got 20 minutes left. Am I coming on the boat trip? I'm 50-50, to be fair, just because of the surgery and stuff. I don't know if I want to be trapped on a fucking boat. I can't really walk around that well, so we'll see. We'll see. I might just chill out in the hotel. I'll see where I was going to say it depends who's going. Nah, if it's going to be a busy boat though, I don't want to be fucking trapped standing up. And yeah, it's I'll see how I feel. It's Salford Keys, just outside Manchester. Um, Salford Keys, yeah. So that's quite a nice part, but I think the boat actually goes down by Old Trafford and stuff. Yeah, should be interesting. But it's an old-fashioned type boat. It's not like a big sexy yacht or anything. It's like uh, it'll be a unique experience. That's all I'm going to say.
We got
But
something on here. I'm going to check this out.
what are you checking out?
I'm just looking to see the channel. I was looking to see if you were rocking videos out.
Nah, I've not. I've not even done any other videos this week. Maybe that's the problem. I've not been as active in the last few weeks because of all this hospital
Well,
shit.
to be expected. I took a week break.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah, but I've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline ready to be cranked out. It's all sitting there actually.
How's
But
that tool that you were working on? The UI that was the agent. Did you finish that up?
no.
Yeah, I figured it was either really good and you stopped talking, or you guys got hung on something and stopped talking.
Nah, it's I just don't. I'm not. It's more of a me thing. I am not that comfortable with an AI agent writing in my behalf. The idea of it seems really good, but the output of
Right.
it, I just don't trust it enough. So I just don't think it's quite. I'm not quite confident to send it out in my name, if that makes sense. So it's parked for now. I think AI in general, AI agents and stuff, obviously they're all new, they're all getting good and stuff like that. But I think you need to be careful if you've got a personal brand, because one short mistake, people fucking are waiting for that mistake to happen, and then they're waiting to fucking hammer you. So I'm just like, man, nah, I need to triple check. It takes me longer to triple check this shit than it would to write the fucking thing. So yeah.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that's the honest answer. But Timonacci, do you use any posting software for GBP to show posting consistency to Google?
Well, for tracking, we use Local Dominator. I really like the gent that owns it. I think it works like all the other tools, but it also does posting. And I also noticed that the requests or the APIs that it requests when you sign up, it's not like a page full. There's not like any sister APIs that you're also giving access to. So, I think it's on the up and up. So that's what we utilize. As far as the actual posting, depending on the client, we like to just pull from the site. That way it doesn't, take a bunch of time. I don't have to like, hey, is this image okay? Hey, do you like the size? Hey, you want the colors? Can I say this? Can I not say this? Can I do this? Right? So we take the content, we take the images, and then we just post and do variations from the actual website or the page that we're promoting, and then we utilize those images. Or we'll put an overlay on it to make it unique, just to cut down on that communication, the time, because with time is dollars, So if I'm going to call a meeting or communicate consistently, I want it to be something important, something that's going to bring a bunch of money for the client. Hey, do you like the color blue over red? Not something they want to chat about, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, Local Dominator does posting. I like it. Works pretty good. Why? What do you use, Craig? You don't mess with GBP.
Nah, I don't fuck around with it. I just manually go and post in my own GBP. That's it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we've been working internally for like Make. I know you were using the other automation. I really,
yeah.
really like that, but man, that's why I asked you, like, hey, is it really cool or did you get hung? It just seems like just a pain, you know?
I would agree. To be honest, Chris, for a guy like me, I would say makes a lot easier for a
It's
dummy.
oh, thanks.
Um,
It's easy, but it's
um,
still a pain.
so yeah, but yeah, it's any N is a bit fiddly and funky. shall we say. It's a bit more of a learning curve. So, and I'm not the most patient guy, so I get fed up with things very quickly. So, because of that, it's
Frustrating.
make for
I
me.
I love
But
it, but you can't just make one base template because really, I think I want what everyone wants is you create one piece of creative and then it floods everything. So let's just say it could be a
yeah,
YouTube video or a blog post. All service businesses do blog posts. I like doing video. From video is pod, from pod to Reddit to X. But it's like, man, it's all these APIs and like it'll work. And then
yeah,
I'll run out of credits. Or, oh, hey, you need to do a different, whatever they call it, recipe or whatever. Do you find that with the other tool or
don't
no?
fucking make it easy. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just shit starts to break down, and you're just like, do you know what? Again, it's just a pain in the ass.
It,
Why not just fucking make it at the old IFTTT days
click,
where
done.
you just,
So nice. Yeah.
yeah, just,
But can't win them all.
um,
No.
nah, we can't.
And plus, I'm getting cheap.
But
That's a problem.
Our Saul says, nice sofa. I bet you wouldn't let old leaky ass on that. I, I'm sat on the sofa, so I'm assuming old leaky ass is you,
Me?
Chris.
Oh, well, hey, depending on my Taco Bell, when Taco Bell runs those specials, I'm a human, you know? So
Um,
sometimes, or my dog, I wouldn't let him on the
so
couch. No way.
nah. So nah, I wouldn't let Chris or his fucking dog on the couch. Probably more so the dog than
Ah,
Chris let on first, but
that's fair.
um, there we go. Um, and all the AI hype seems to have died off recently. Do you see that as well, Chris? Like, it, in the last, I don't know, 6 months, AI agents, all that shit was flung around all over the place, and then it does seem to have died off a little bit. I know there's still certain channels and certain groups that are big on it, but it genuinely doesn't seem to be as intense as it
Well,
was,
once you
right?
see Tony Robbins doing webinars on AI agents, it's reached the very end. But no, I think it's just as hot as it was. I think there's just more advancements. There's always going to be something new, you know? So
And Tony Robbins is fucking
him
doing it
and
now.
Dean Graciosi, I saw maybe 30 days ago, were running a webinar and it was all based on automating your whole business flow. Join us for a free event. When I saw that, I was like, oh,
Man,
that was a good run, boys.
what did we get? Fucking 4 or 5 months. Um,
I would say a good year, though.
nah, not as long as a year, surely. Like well, making stuff people have been using for a year, but like proper, like NAN and everything, like
Mm, let
was
me
it
see.
not less than a year?
Uh,
I feel like it was just after Christmas,
let me
but I
take a
might be
look
wrong.
here. So that, yeah, I guess I would say probably December 30th. Because I saw our friend Julian, like his wave started about December of last year.
Yeah,
So yeah, not even. Yeah, you're right. It's a short run, man.
yeah, not a great run.
I just didn't like it. It was moving
Um,
too quick, but that's okay.
yeah. Timonacci says, I'm Vibe, no coding, and can add an NAN automation to a simple front end for ease of use. What would be the perfect automation for each of you? What I wanted, Timonacci, obviously I've done a lot of presentations, I've done a lot of videos, I've done a lot of stuff that's out there. I wanted AI to be able to write my shit for me, like LinkedIn posts, Twitter, newsletters, blog posts, based on that I fed all of the exact data into a RAG system so that it wasn't just spitting out generic crap. Um, but it wasn't perfect. But but that would be the perfect thing for me, personally, so that I'm not repeating the same shit over and over and over again. And obviously, AI and ChatGPT and everything else can write a hell of a lot better than me as well. So it would save a lot of time. But Chris, what would be your perfect automation if there was to be one?
Uh well, what's perfect for me isn't really what I'm after. The perfect automation would automate distribution for clients, right? So like, what takes a bunch of manpower? Recreating posts for Twitter, for Reddit, for LinkedIn, generation of thumbnails. Like, could I have one piece of creative that can then be generated into distribution across all platforms? And that would take, at least for us, it would take 4 people right off the squad. You know, like, could we create either a blog post or a YouTube video or whatever their main creative is? Every business owner uses like one platform, and that's what they're most comfortable with. Well, let's lean into that, that strength. Okay, you're good at writing blogs, cool. Let's use that. That way, it's in your words. AI is great at summary. Let's make that into a pod. Okay, let's utilize this summary to make a thumbnail. Okay, let's utilize this to make the X post. Let's utilize this summary to make a unique LinkedIn post with a picture. Um, that's the perfect automation. Most of it will always work, but for me, because of my frugalness, you can get it all to work. We have it all working. I just wish that it was all self-contained and I could do it all for free, and it would work the same way. And it doesn't. Hey, I'm being honest, man. Doesn't everybody want that?
Nice.
I want the best for the cheapest price. Doesn't everybody?
No, dude,
Well,
that's so there's been realistic and there's been
we can dream.
unrealistic.
You
You
got to
can't
dare to
have
dream.
you can't have the fucking dream thing for free.
Oh,
Come on, man.
but hey, that's what I was striving for. Because then, if you have the dream thing for essentially next to nothing, you have something that no one else has in a system that's already produced that everybody wants, and it costs me near to nothing to produce. Beautiful thing. That would be great. That
Oh, it
would
would
be
be the
awesome,
dream.
and that's what
It
we
would
were
be
trying for. But
absolute
it's
dream.
unrealistic. Cannot happen. I've tried numerous times. You can get it all done for a client. Let's just say that you're being very aggressive and you're doing it every single day. I think it would cost you hard cost probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $50 a month. Like, you
Yeah.
personally, depending on the APIs, depending on what you're doing. It's fun.
And that's I think what Mike Martin says here is spot on. If it's free, everyone can get it. That's the problem, Chris. If it's free and easy, then motherfuckers will be all over it.
Right. I definitely. Yeah, but there's different,
Yeah,
our level of easy is different to someone else's level of easy. Like, if I showed Make and even gave a process to Grandma Charlene, she would be like, "What the heck?" You know, I'm just using that as an
yeah.
example. So there is definitely, even if it was all free, it's still difficult to a sense, and you have to invest the time. You know. Oh well, if I
But
figure it out,
yeah, no, I get your point. You want it the good shit as cheap as possible.
1,000%.
Yeah. No, I get that.
That
I get it.
sounds good.
Yeah. Um, and Terry says, with affiliate stuff, you need to find the traffic either in groups, forums, blogs, and find the interested people. Yes, like the football forum that I mentioned, it works really well, and obviously it's a passion for a lot of people. So very niche, and it gets a lot of traffic. So finding that is the key part, and I'm sure there are plenty more in the pipeline out there. Our Saul says he removed all the YouTube channels about AI as they kept using the word insane, which was driving me insane. Do you know what? I've actually seen that. I have actually seen the titles of these videos saying insane this, insane that. I didn't really notice it before until you said it, but I seem to have like a flashback there in my head where I keep seeing the word insane as well. On a lot, insane this, insane that, insane results. Watch this insane fucking goal. When I watch a lot of football stuff, but yeah, the word insane is it does seem to be used a lot. Um,
Yeah, with the big
yeah,
eyes, right? Like those
yeah.
emojis. I see that a lot. Oh well.
So yeah, fuck that. But I've watched a lot of AI stuff for a while actually on TikTok, and I didn't realize it was AI. So see, like all these conspiracy theories and stuff, and it's got this kind of weird voiceover, and it would show you like JFK, the car was driving down here, and fucking he was shot, and all this stuff. That was AI. I was watching a lot of that garbage because I end up going down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories in my spare time. So yeah, I went down that route.
I can't get into that. That's all I need.
And
Gee, you know.
you'd fucking done
Oh,
them all. But Timonacci says AI agents, when finally perfected in the next couple of months, will be a staff worker doing complex tasks, doing all that posting or like multi 20 steps 24 hours a day, and businesses must adapt or be beat by the competition. I think you're right, mate. I think there will come a time where you have to adapt, or you're going to be beaten well and truly by volume. And yeah, we've got to adapt and use it where we can.
fair
Um,
enough.
yeah. Well, if you're using AI agents to crank out stuff, and the next guy's doing it all manually, and you're doing fucking 1 hour a day, and that guy's doing 16 hours a day, someone's going to crumble at some point, and it won't be the. I know who it will be, and yeah, just got to get that got to get the balance
Right.
right, and got to adapt. But if you've got any last minute questions, folks, put them in the chat. We've got a couple of minutes left. If you've got any last minute things or anything you want to share, let us know. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But hopefully, we can get a couple of last minute questions in. But it's better than it was last week. Still slowish,
Slowish.
but it might be because I've been slow in the last few
Yeah, I
weeks.
took a week off.
Um,
Yeah, you took a week.
yeah,
Sometimes you have to take a break.
but
Balance. You know.
balance, mate. I can make those for automations for both of you free that operates at API cost with simple dashboards to fill in. I'll hit you up with demos when I get finished with them. Your dreams may have come true, Chris.
Hey, come see me. Make sure it's a full automation though. Make sure it's able to be templatized and productized.
Because Chris doesn't like doing any work.
Well, I'm willing to do upfront work.
Yeah.
People are buying a result. So I want to be able to hand them the result. That would be awesome. Yeah, man. If you get a good process or an automation down, and it's inside of Make, and it can be templatized, and it's something really sick, I assume you would sell it yourself. you know,
Most people would. Most
most
people
people would.
would. I'm sure Tim and Archie's not doing that out the kindness of his heart, but I'm sure if it can be sold, um, I'm sure, yeah, there's a lot of
Do I
money
know
to
this
be made.
gentleman?
Don't know. I don't know if that's his real name. I don't know. Is that your real name, Tim and Archie? Do we know you as something else? You might not want to give that up on
That's
here,
fair.
but reach out on Facebook or whatever. Um, always happy to have if people have got some good shit that I'm unable to do, and it helps and it could make us all a lot of money. I am
Down.
always down. Like anyone else, I would sell myself to the devil if I
It's a
had
bit
to.
far.
So
I don't know about that.
yeah,
One step
Um,
before, maybe. you know,
Come on, you would sell yourself to the devil as well, Chris. If the
no
money
way,
was
dude.
right,
Not a
come
chance.
on,
I
come on. Dude, you're friends with the devil already. Who are you fucking kidding?
I would never risk. No way, dude.
The devil's on speed dial, man. You're in
No
first name
way.
terms.
These 60 years cannot
With
be
him.
worth the rest of my life. no flipping way. No, I'm good. No, I wouldn't go that far. I might do a
But,
dance or something though. Yeah, it's fair.
well, um,
Anyway,
yeah,
that's how we wrap it
but,
up. Hey, we had some questions a
yeah,
little off, but it was Q&A. It's interesting to see the
yes,
topics, you know?
yeah, it is. But, guys, please do check out the news guy logo above. The link is below. Do check out our man, Mr. Chris
Please.
Palmer at chrispalmer.org. And you can find him all over YouTube and social media and everything else. And Timonacci says he's on your YouTube channel weekly. Um, it could also be turned into a sellable software as you're branded onto the market. I'm making sales bots too, following top sales training. So, Timonacci,
Yeah.
you sound like a smart guy who could make a lot of money and be in touch. But yeah, check out Chris, check out the news guy, and we'll be back at the same time next week, everyone.
See you next